starts at 8:30. There's a performance of the Nutcracker. We could watch it, maybe, if you fancied it.
Oh, that sounds such an amazing idea. Such a brilliant idea.
Wow.
I'm afraid, Helen, there is a bit of a problem.
What kind of a problem?
Well, the Nutcrackers is ballet. And my life is very precious. Then I really, really don't want to die of boredom. Ballet is boring.
That's not funny.
No, it's not funny. You go there and then you have to spend like 2 or 3 hours seeing somebody like jumping around. I don't want to put myself through that.
I like ballet.
Yes, you do, fair play, but you also like dinosaurs, for instance. Yes, you do. Think of Jurassic Park. They are showing the film on TV in just 10 minutes. It's brilliant.
No. Look, Jurassic Park is the kind of film in which cute little dinosaurs get their heads brutally ripped off by massive evil dinosaurs with big teeth. No.
Come on, let's face it. You will get over it and you will survive.
What, so you're just going to put it on?
Yes, well, because I'm afraid that is the rule.
The rule? What rule?
Well, the rule is the person who has the remote control decides what TV channel to watch.
Since when has that been the rule?
It's been the rule for a very long time, probably from the Code of Hammurabi.
Yeah, because TV was a massive social issue in ancient Babylon.
No, it was not, but in the British Constitution, obviously, there are different bodies, there are different agents that work together. And then we have the government and the judiciary, and then we have Parliament. What is the body that has the final say? What is the law-making body, the most powerful institution in the UK? That is the Parliament. Then it's exactly like me. Parliament is the body that holds the remote control in the United Kingdom.
So right, in your world, nobody else gets to stay.
Okay, the other bodies in the UK have a say, and Parliament responds to these bodies. For instance, the government produces white papers. Also importantly, Parliament is going to respond to the political parties' manifestos. And then we have all the lobbying groups and so on. But what is the body that at the end of the day decides what to do? Whether or not to enact legislation? That is Parliament. And that is now the case in 2017, Helen. But it was the case in the 19th century with Professor Albert Dicey.
Look, an awful lot has happened since Dicey passed away. I hate to tell you this, but I mean, for instance, what about the Human Rights Act?
Okay, fair enough. You're right, many things have changed. And now we are part of these supranational organizations. We're about to leave the European Union, but we're still part of the Council of Europe. It's true that on a day-to-day basis, Parliament is going to respect and uphold the Convention. However, if Parliament decided to breach Convention rights, there is nothing, and we know that, there is nothing that the Strasbourg or domestic courts could do to prevent it from doing it. I think we need to recognize that the principle of parliamentary supremacy, despite all these changes you have referred to, remains as a basic principle of the UK Constitution. Going back to convention rights, think of the whole controversy with the prisoner voting rights. Very interesting. Strasbourg has clearly said, this blanket policy that the UK has contravenes the convention. And what has been the response of the UK Parliament? Well, we are going to keep our position. Therefore, we are in this difficult position, we are stuck. But the principle of parliamentary supremacy still remains.
Yes, but it's more complicated than that, isn't it? I mean, for instance, what about Jennings? Okay? Jennings agreed with Dicey that in abstract theory, yes, Parliament can make or unmake any law that it chooses. But political reality is something very different, and you can't ignore political reality. I mean, for instance, Parliament could, in theory, if it wanted to, pass a law and decide that Canada was going to become part of the UK again. And that would be a valid law, it would be on our statute books. That doesn't mean that the Canadians would pay any attention or be particularly impressed. The reality is that human interactions, whether you're talking about a constitutional level or who has custody of the remote control, they require some give and take and some compromise and some willingness to go along with things, which I might point out is extremely relevant given that I have the Doritos at my end of the sofa.
What flavor?
Red ones.
Oh, they're my favorite. They're brilliant. Okay, I have an idea. I'm not gonna put myself through ballet. I'm not gonna watch the Nutcracker because it's too much. Why don't we watch? You know, don't suffer. Why don't we watch Jurassic Park?
And what's in it for me?
And if you share those amazing Doritos with me, I promise that I shall go and get some ice cream for the two of us. Is that a deal?
Okay, even if it starts raining.
If it starts raining, for goodness sake, Helen, we live in the United Kingdom, it rains all the time. And the political situation really sucks. But if Parliament is prepared to compromise, of course, needless to say, I shall do exactly the same. And I shall have my Doritos
All right.
at the end of the day.
We have a deal.